Good morning. Brenda, why are you always so serious?
You gotta dance, Brenda.
I'm frozen. I don't know what is going on.
You're not frozen.
Yeah, we can see you fine.
How are you guys? Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Wednesday.
Morning. It doesn't even feel like a Wednesday.
No,
I know. It's
God. I was thinking it was Tuesday.
morning, Marlena.
I'm playing CVB for you, Marlena.
Oh my goodness. How do I
I thought she was going to be on the show. Is she going to be on the show?
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you? Oh my goodness. I am having technical difficulties along with everybody else.
Yes, there's so many difficulties.
Beauty of technology.
Yes. Oh. Okay. Hi. It has been, I mean, it's still hotter than heck, even though we're in fall now. It's hot and we're trying to get used to this weather. I think everybody's waiting for the breeze or the coolness, right? Or you guys still want it to be 100 degrees?
I want it to be hot.
Yeah.
I love the sun. I love like summer. So it's my favorite. I just hate, and then plus we have longer days, but going towards October is when the daylight savings and all that. So we're gonna have less daylight, and that bums me out. But
Yes. Jessica, send Marlena the link.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
Oh, and we have to give a special shout out. Her daughter is turning, I think, 15 today, and then mine as well is turning 21. So,
Wow.
okay.
Oh my goodness.
21. Woo. Good morning, Josie. Thank you for joining us. Wow. Geez.
They're all turning like so much older.
Yeah.
17.
What the heck? 21, like legal.
Yeah. It's funny because it's what they all want, right? We want to be able to drink. We want to be able to do what we want. It's like, okay, now that you're that age, it's good to have a conversation. Now you're that age. Now, is it what you thought it was going to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're there now. So the responsibilities, I don't think kids realize, that because everybody wants to grow up so fast, but I don't think they're realizing that all the responsibility that comes with it. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do like, we tell you want to do, grown up things, then you need to be able to perform like a grown up too. Take care of everything we take care of on a daily basis. So good morning, Jessica. How are you?
I love your profile pic. It's cute.
I know. It's very, very nice. Very nice picture. And then I'm not sure. Let's have to figure out who this is. Do you know who this is, Jessica? Let's play a guessing game here.
Oh no.
I know.
Do you know why it doesn't show on there who it is? Or is it just
Because
You have to click the
if they
link.
go in through a different link, yeah, sometimes it doesn't say who it is, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure. But we had a really, really nice time this weekend. I wanted to share this with you guys. Like right now, the short-term rentals is like booming like crazy. Like, and we're going to kind of go over that. Good morning, Gabriella. Gabriella is actually one of our newest agents that just started with us yesterday. So welcome, Gabriella. So, this whole, like, it's crazy because I've been looking for, I've been looking for a rental, and for the Airbnb, and it was really, really difficult, to find one. And it's not just in that particular area, it's basically everywhere right now. People want to get out of their homes, so they're finding alternative places to go to work because they can. A lot of people are mobile right now. Kids are doing homeschool, so they can technically do it from anywhere, right? So I just think that it's just a totally new way of people are doing life differently. They're doing it, they're actually taking advantage of it. And I think that's great. I mean, there is still people who are depressed and that stuff, but I think that, reach out to your friends, your family, make sure everybody's okay. And try to shed the light with them, because I think that that's important right now, to be doing stuff like that. But we had a really great time, and like I said, it just goes to show you that there's real estate everywhere. And no matter what it is, if it's something you're looking to invest, if you have the means to invest, I definitely recommend looking at your options right now. There's so many opportunities out there right now. There honestly is. So you're welcome, Jessica. You're welcome. And good morning, Katie.
And I don't know who that is. It's Elizabeth.
So photogenic. I love all her photos.
Yes.
She looks good in all her photos.
Yeah. And and if you guys are looking for a great photographer, she's amazing. Catherine knows her by she has her on speed dial.
I do. I have her. I do. I told her. I said, whenever I get married, whenever that is, I was like, you're gonna do my wedding photo. She's like, yeah, because she does everything. I mean, graduation, baby pictures, wedding, birthdays, whatever it is, like family photos. I've done everything now. Ever since I did my professional ones, I just use her for everything. So she's great. She's great.
That's awesome. Good morning, Terry. How are you? Yes, thank you, Katie, so much. But yeah, no, all serious aside, the photos are important too. Like I said, right now you're realizing, you're looking back and memories, and you're like, dang, I was that thin 2 years ago. What happened?
First, when you look, you're like, dang, I thought I was so fat.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I personally never wore a two-piece. Even when I was younger, I just never did. I was always just a one-piece type of a person. So when I look back at my photos, I'm like, dang, I thought I was fat then. I'm like, so now what am I, right? Oh, that's good to hear, Terry. Good. That's funny though. It is true. We are our worst critics and we beat ourselves up. So as long as you're healthy, stay healthy, enjoy your life. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. You're your unique self. It's funny because I hate how I'm proportioned, but then a lot of people tell me, I wish I had that. I'm like, well, I don't. So you're never happy with what you have.
Yeah, you're right.
So but you just got to make the best of it. That's it. So we see thin people and we're like, and they're like, I hate being thin. I want to get weight. You're like, what?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Just enjoy life. Cheers to water.
Coffee. Isn't that coffee, Brenda?
Coffee.
Happy Wednesday, Adriana. So, obviously, real estate is still moving forward. Everything's still booming. We haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel yet. I wanted to share a story. Me and Katie have a buyer, and she really liked this house. We wrote the offer, we sent it, and the agent was like, he ghosted us. Like he was MIA, wouldn't respond, nothing at all. And so then probably about 4 days go by, I want to say. And then he reaches out to me and he says, hey, give me a call. I want to talk to you about your offer. So immediately, I pick up the phone and I call him. I have a detailed conversation with him, and he tells me, you know what? I really like your offer. I really like everything about it. I want to go with your offer. And he says, is your client willing to come up $5,000? So I said, you know what? Let me talk to her. Obviously I can't speak for her. Let me talk to her. Let me see if it's something she's willing to do, and I'll call you right back. He goes, yeah, just text me yes. And if it's yes, we'll get it going. I want to work with you. Everything's great, blah, blah, blah. Okay, wonderful. So he gives us the green light. 2 minutes later, yes, I'm happy. I want it. What, 5,000? Yes, yes, yes. So I send him a text message, and I told him, you know what, she's good to go. Send me the counter or let me know what you need me to do. Let's get it going, blah, blah, blah. Crickets again. I'm like, hello? Anyone home? Hello. So, and nothing between me and Katie. We're calling, we're texting, emailing, everything. So for about 3 days. And it's like, our client's like, what's going on? Like, I want this house. And he texts me. I text him again. I'm like, I wasn't ready to get, rude yet, because I'm still, trying to be nice. And I wasn't going to regulate just yet. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? So I told him, hey, can we get an update? How soon should we hear something? What's going on? Because I don't know. I'm giving him, again, the benefit of the doubt of maybe, his sellers aren't, reachable. Maybe he's Superman and he's, busy at night. I don't know. So he responds and he's like, we accepted an offer. If you want to view it, you can view the home for a backup. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, I already saw the property. You have my offer. You called me and told me this. Like, do you know who I am? Not like me, but like, do you realize you're talking to the agent that you told me if we went this price, like you were going to take our offer? Yeah. He never responded.
Really?
Wow.
He's a big L. Liar. And loser.
I want to know who it is, so I don't deal with him.
Oh, I will show you. He's a one-hit wonder. But yes, Terry, agreed 100%. And all our journeys are unique, and that's what makes it beautiful. Because we all like different things. When we go out to drink, everybody orders a different drink or a different plate, So, but don't knock it till you try it. So if you've never tried something, don't say, oh, that looks gross. Taste it. You might like it.
Unless it's whiskey.
Yeah. You never know. You just never know. But anyways, that was my story for the week. It's a sad one. But we're moving forward.
For sure.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do need to write up a blacklist. That is so true. Yes, and Katie knows. She feels my pain because we were there together.
Yeah.
I just
I think it's more being honest, being upfront.
And you know what? That's all it is. It's just, I have multiple offers. I can't guarantee anything. But you know what? At least let us know. We'll move on. Just let us know. I just feel like if I receive an offer, I tell the agents, look, we're already encountering stages, just so this is what they can expect. It's like, I don't ever give false hope. But on the other hand, sometimes I don't know what these agents are doing. Like, I honestly have no clue what they're doing with the offers. Like, are they holding them like for what? So that's the part that I just don't understand. So, but anyhow, hopefully everybody realizes that there could become a time when they're on the other side of the fence too. So that's kind of why you got to be mindful, because I might run across you on a different, different transaction, and I remember. I don't remember a lot of things, but I'll remember that.
Until next week.
I'll remember you for like a week. Yeah, no, but in all seriousness, so let's see what we're looking like. I wanted to do something a little bit different for mine. I was showing Jessica, so I wanted to do, and I don't know how well you can see it on there, but
I'm gonna blow it up right now.
If you can blow it up just a little, yeah, kind of small.
There you go. Can you see it better?
yeah. So our price is actually, I mean, you can't. I'll kind of explain it, but the median sales price, for the this is an Inland Empire report. So all the homes in Inland Empire have actually went up 11.9%. So prices have increased. It's truly been a seller's market so far. I mean, in most of our Inland Empire cities, most of them. There are still some areas where it's kind of 50-50. But there's, obviously it's because of tight inventory. Days on market has decreased to like 9 days on the average in the Inland Empire, and the median sales price, again, Inland Empire, is 453, which is up. So if you take a look, August 2019, this is a year comparison, so it's a side-by-side year. So if you look, new listings in August of 2019 was 4,998, so 4,998. Where now this year in August was 4643, so it was down 7.1%. So definitely less listings. And then just compare it side by side. Look at the pending sales is up. There's more sales. Sold listings is down, obviously not because of less buyers, but because of less inventory. And then the sales volume again is up because prices obviously are increasing. Price per square footage has increased 6.9%. Sold versus the list, they are definitely getting above list price for the most part in most areas. Days on the market has decreased to 9 days, the average, where it was 21 days a year ago, which is still not a lot, but it just shows you when you compare it side by side what what it was that we're actually looking at. So we definitely need more listings, and we are showing that there is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. The median sales price has increased. It was in August 2019, it was 405. That was the average sales price in the Inland Empire, where now we're at 453. So definitely that's about almost a $50,000 increase in 1 year. So again, dependent upon area. And so let's see. The next one we have is, so this statistic shows below, it's for the first 8 months of the year. So it was for January through August. So it shows you from January to August of 2019 and January of August of 2020. Again, a comparison showing that our listings are down by 17%. So we need more sellers for sure. Pending sales down only, again, because of lack of inventory. Same thing with sold listings. But where you notice what's increasing is obviously median sales price, because of the lack of inventory, and because obviously buyers are now realizing they want a home, they want a different home. So, and days on the market has decreased from 25 days to 17 days. So you notice where the increases are and where the decreases are. And the increases are obviously for sellers. If you're looking to sell, it's definitely a great time. And then we have this here, the next slide, Jessica, is the city overview. So this just breaks it down by city, and it just shows each city how many transactions and the sales price, if it's up or down in comparison. And if you notice, like, there's not enough listings in Banning. These are the cities where there's just not enough listings. So you can see the difference of the median sales price per city, how many active listings there are, price per square footage, and days on the market. So, and it's in alphabetical order on the cities in throughout the Inland Empire. So these are the most popular cities where they're at. So quite a bit. So it's year over year changes. You see the ones that have changed the most. Let's see, which one has the most? I see 25. Oh, 6. Colton actually is one of the cities that has changed, has had more transactions. Chino, Canyon Lake, Bloomington, all those cities have a lot of activity. Redlands, Norco, Wildemar, and the cities that don't have much activity is actually Grand Terrace, Altaloma. Those ones have zero change. It hasn't changed from year over year. And in the median sales price, the increase that has had one of the most is Bloomington by 26%, Canyon Lake by 30%, and Redlands by 19%. So those are the higher ones in those particular areas. Fontana, surprisingly, is only up 6%, which I'm surprised. I thought it would actually be more than that.
Me too.
But yeah, so it's kind of interesting to look at, what's actually going on city by city when you look at it. And the next slide is the sales volume. Actually, hold on a second. It's actually the communities, the top communities with new listings year over year. So this just shows you again the top cities. So you have the ones that rank the top are Grand Terrace with 22. They normally don't have any. Bloomington, Canyon Lake, Laverne, Redlands, Temecula, Ontario, Marietta, San Jacinto, Montclair, Corona, Jurupa Valley, Chino Hills. So, and then it goes down to show you the ones the difference. So it's pretty interesting, like I said, just to see the difference. And then the next slide is, let's see, this one is a sales volume per city. And again, it just goes over the difference of, we have Riverside at 334, which is actually crazy. And then Corona, Marietta, Temecula, Rancho, Menifee, Fontana, San Bernardino. And it's funny because these are actually all the cities where our buyers are looking. So they are the ones that have the most volume and sales going on. So it's very, very interesting to see that. So those are the top ones.
I think that a lot of the medium sale price for what buyers can afford is in those cities. Like before, it used to be more affordable in other cities. Now, if you're not in a certain bracket, you can't even touch those cities.
Sure. Yeah, definitely true. Mm-hmm. So that's that. And then the next slide is the sale price versus original list price, which we were saying, if you notice that, they're definitely getting above, what they're listing for the most part. So definitely their seller's market for sure. And then also the monthly financing types. So it's just showing you that most buyers are conventional buyers by 51%. They're conventional buyers. And then cash is 10%. Other, which could be VA for the most part, is 17%. And then FHA is 22%. So conventional is leading the way by 51%. So what does that tell us? That tells us that obviously people have money if they're going conventional and they have credit. Mm-hmm. So that still shows us that there's still a lot of great buyers out there that are qualifying. I got a call yesterday from a gentleman who was asking me, who's buying right now? Where are these buyers coming from? What type of jobs do they have? Like, I don't understand how the market is staying so strong. And there's a lot of professionals buying, and not even so much professionals. Life continues to happen. If I was 21 right now or 22 and I had went to college, have a great job, and now I'm ready to move on, even if I'm single, whatever, maybe I want to invest. Maybe I want to buy a condo for myself. I'm not going to let anything stop me from what my goals are in life. Again, we're unique. We have our individual goals. So a lot of times people don't hold back from living their life and continuing to do, whatever they feel is good for them. Or you might have someone who is now getting married. So now they want to start their life with their family. So part of it is having a home, building a home together, starting your family in a home. So everyone buys for different reasons. Some people are buying investments, some people are downsizing, some people, unfortunately, have an unforeseen circumstance, and they have to, maybe they hurt themselves and they can no longer walk upstairs anymore. There's just so many different things. They have to move closer to family, but at the end of the day, life continues to happen. So yes, there are going to be some of people who are fearful and are going to let the pandemic stop them from their doing anything that they're doing. But what I notice is those people that I do talk to who have allowed the pandemic to kind of, I understand, stay safe, take every precaution necessary, but you can't stop living your life. And I think the ones that are terrified, and I see that when I speak to them, they're living in constant fear, and that fear is really eating them up alive.
It's absorbing them.
Yeah, and sometimes us as mothers, as doing what we do, we have to be strong for everyone else around us, whether we are strong or not in that moment. We still have to be strong for whoever we're leading, and it's important to do that. And even though maybe we might need our time to just go and regroup our own self, but we're not ones to be like, in front of everybody, the sky's falling, the sky's falling. We're out there trying to make everyone feel better, because at the end of the day, we have another day of life to live, and to be an example, and to learn something new, and to share whatever it is that we can. So I encourage you, if you're, if you feel alone, or if you feel that, you're affected by something, reach out to someone you trust. Reach out to someone who is going to give you, maybe just that sense of hope, or maybe some information and guidance, or, a reference or something. So that way you're not stuck in that feeling that way, because staying in that place, that's why they say, do something different every day. So that way, you grow and you learn new things. So that's just my 2 cents. Anyways, I'm just going on and on. Welcome to my show. So anyways, I'll let you guys go on with your real estate update. Sorry.
What's in your water?
We need some of that.
We need some of that water. And then and here's mine. Are we doing mine?
Brenda, your turn.
For the city of Highland, I did the last 30 days because last week I did 7 days, and I wanted to just do a comparison on how many have closed. So in the last 30 days, we have 22 new listings, 19 days average on the market for Highland. I don't know if you guys remember, but the last couple of weeks it's been showing like 25, 32, 28 average days on the market. Those days are getting slimmer. Number of homes sold, 50 in 1 month, and then the average sale price is 401. Now, a month prior to this month update, the average sale price was 364. So that's a big difference. I mean, there's different comparisons to be added to this number, but it's a big jump for a month. So that's Highland. And then we have Fontana. Fontana, there's 64 new listings in the last 30 days, 19 days on the market, average days on the market, and then 162 homes have sold in 30 days, and average sale price 485. And then we have Rialto. Rialto, we have 22 new listings, average days on the market 22. And number of homes sold in Rialto is 53, and the average sale price is 418,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And Rialto was one of the lower, lower numbered cities, and now it's those numbers are just climbing. So
Mm-hmm.
on to the next.
We have Brenda.
All right. Now back to my hometown. So I did a 7-day market analysis. So right now there's 11 active listings on the market, 14 are pending under contract, which is one of my listings. So
Yeah.
So we need good vibes.
yes. And okay, 20 have closed within the last 7 days. The average list price is $618. The average sale price is $615. Dude, that's a huge jump. I'm just flabbergasted at the average in Redlands. That's just crazy. I mean, it was in the 500s just a few weeks back. So it's definitely a seller's market in Redlands. It's hot. And the average days on the market is 30, but I'm debating that because mine was gone within a couple days. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally not there. Colton. Okay, for the last 7 days, actually, we have Sonia has a listing in Colton. It's an active listing. Is it active? I don't know if it's pending yet. Is it pending?
No, we barely going to go on the market this week. So,
Yeah.
And this is actually this house. I was Marlena knows this house is actually a very famous home, and we're gonna actually bring Marlena on right now because.
All right, Marlena.
It's the house that you grew up
Yeah, and if
on.
any of my clients are watching, because they might be, if anybody knows anyone in Colton, this house, everybody knows this house. So as soon as we listed it on social media, I'm not even kidding you. Everybody's like, "Why are you selling that house? Oh my God, why are you selling? Why are they selling?" It's because they've owned it for over 40 years and they raised their daughters there, and their daughters are a little bit older than I am. And so, but we all went to
My
Colton
age.
High School and everybody knows them. So it was just that house where all the parties were.
I was
You know,
gonna say,
it was the hangout house, the kickback house. It was so funny because when I was taking the listing, because now the parents are older, and they're like, "We used to have ditching parties here for our daughters," and I'm like, "Oh my God."
everybody did it at Colton High. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
So it's definitely going to be a bittersweet one for sure.
What
for sure.
street is it on? Sonia?
It's on 10th and B Street. Yeah.
Okay.
It's right on the corner. So it's a pool home and it's pretty big. It's a pretty big house.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's definitely a staple house for Colton, you guys. Like everybody grown up. I actually grew up with all the girls. And so, yeah, it's the staple house. And when I saw it, I'm just like the same way, Sonia. I was the same way, like everybody on Facebook. I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually selling the house. I can't believe it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now is the time to sell it if they were going to ever sell it.
yeah, exactly. And you know, it just goes to show you that, you know, it's kind of like the circle of life type of thing. You know, it's I've actually known them for more than 20 years, and I've helped all the sisters several times with different homes and everything else. And so it's just it's kind of nice, you know, and then you go there and you talk to the parents and they just trust you, you know, and it's just we wouldn't want anyone else to help us through this, you know, and it's really an emotional process for them because like I said, they've been there for over 40 years. And so, but they know it's time. They know it's time to, you know, they need a smaller house. They need to start enjoying, you know, their lives, their grandkids, stuff like that. So it's, you know, I look at them and I'm like, dang, you know, we're not really that far from there. And so you just start to realize what really matters to you. And I think a lot of people this year have come, a lot of priorities have changed. You know, people don't have time for things that don't matter anymore. So I want to say that it's a lot of people are like, oh my God, why did this happen? But I think a lot of good has came from it too. Mm-hmm. So it just looks at, you know, how, you know, it's your perspective. But anyhow, go on with your Colton. I'm sure it's going to be sold. I already have people lined up to see it. So
yeah, it's going to be next week. It's going to be the one pending under contract.
Yeah.
All right, so right now there's 4 active listings and then 7 pending under contract, 6 have closed within the last 7 days. The average list price is $430, and the average sale price is $439. So you're gonna get more over there as well. And the average days on the market is 6, and that seems to be more realistic, I think, of what is really going on. So that's Colton, everybody. Next.
Upland.
All right, Upland. Oh, that's Marlena's area right there.
Yes.
Okay. So right now there's an average, or I'm sorry, 7 active listings on the market. 16 are pending under contract. 14 have closed. The average list price is $633. The average sale price is $634, and the average days on the market is 19. So, and Upland's pretty big. So 7 listings is nothing over there. We definitely need more listings. So, yeah.
We had one on my street that just went live on Saturday and it's already gone.
No, I believe it. And that's a beautiful area too, Marlena. Like I could see it being gone like yesterday for sure. So, and there you go. There you have it. Still a seller's market, everyone. If you're ever thinking of selling, do it now.
Yes.
That's
So
so great.
welcome, Marlena. Thank you for being our guest.
I know. I'm excited. I get to be in instead of being in the backstage today. I couldn't get used to this StreamYard thing, but it's pretty cool actually. I like it.
Yeah,
So you guys, do you have any questions for me? Can I kind of give you a little bit of what's going on inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's been crazy. Just as crazy as you are, as crazy as bottlenecked as the lending world is,
Yeah.
so is the title company. We are just daily over 100 recordings, and that's just between Riverside and San Bernardino County. So you have to remember, we've got all the title companies that are locally recording, and then of course us. So we all are in line, and how it works is nobody really knows what number you are in line. However, it just takes time to record, right? Our staff is not leaving until 8-9 o'clock at night, because we're getting confirmations up until 7-8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
It was never like that. It was never like that. So we are electronically recording. However, it just takes the county a long time to give us that information back, to call us with confirmations. And then the other thing that's kind of bottlenecked is our accounting department. So of course the file records, and then the disbursement goes out on that file to get back to escrow for, of course, everyone to get paid and whatnot. Had a file record 5 p.m. 2 days ago, and yesterday, last evening at 5 p.m. they were still waiting on that wire back from title. It's nothing we're doing wrong. It's just a lot of files. So if you guys have something, I would say, if you guys have something you're waiting on, if your file is going to record, if you need it, maybe funds back because you're recording one back to back on another home, a replacement home, get me involved, because I guess pushing it a little bit and kind of moving it through the system is helpful if I'm involved.
Okay. So our concurrent.
Just keep that in mind.
So if you have anything concurrent, definitely make sure you're negotiating for your sellers more days, possession. Give them more time, so that way, like she's saying, in the event that happens, and just let the buyer's agent know that you may not need all 10 days or whatever, but because there's delays everywhere, you have to take the precaution.
Yeah. And I think too is sticking together right now, especially I know that people, agents, lenders, we all like to point fingers because we all think, we're doing our part. But I honestly believe, like watching the lender side, and as close as I am to it, Sonia, it's not anything that particular broker is doing wrong. It's the fact that all these banks are just bottlenecked and trying to get approvals. And I know sometimes, lenders don't answer phones and stuff, right away to you guys as agents. But I think it's because there are no real answers for today may have been the same answer as yesterday. So I think that that just kind of staying together and just trying to keep the communication lines open is best right now, because the pointing fingers, it doesn't even matter at this point. It's just like we all got to work together, and we all, if you think about it in a transaction, like we're all in it together. We're all trying to close that thing. So there's no reason for us to go back and forth and the lender this, the buyer's lender this, blah blah blah, because we're all wanting to close that file.
Yeah, and I truly believe that, like you're saying, it's all about communication. And sometimes when agents call you all crazy and rude, it's because they set up, they didn't set up the expectation with their client. And I think so now their client's on their back. But there's a lot of ways to handle things. They could, and I think the agents have control for the most part. I mean, you do have some clients who aren't easy to talk to, but for the most part, if you're doing your part as an agent and setting that up and telling them right now, this is what's kind of going on, there's a lot of people, there could be delays, then at least they know and it's set up and they understand it. Right now, too, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but I don't know, probably the last 3 or 4 transactions, the appraisals have came in low, and I see that more and more. I have an agent that I'm working with up north, and I was asking him how things were going up there as well. And he said, it's the same. He says, we are coming in short with appraisals as well. So it's just again, setting it up so they understand that this is what's going on. Because if you wait till that moment and you haven't had that conversation, they're going to be upset. You have to take precautions. I know Catherine was working on one where she got them to agree to come up so much if the appraisal did come in low, because that was going to be where her client was comfortable. So regardless, he's going to be where he needs to be. So I think that was smart to do it that way, opposed to just not saying anything, waiting and hoping for the best.
Right.
But because I'll tell you, and Katie's my witness, there's one house that we swore it would not come in at value. I'm not even kidding you. There's no way. I have no clue. They actually went outside of the area and got comps and made it happen. And it actually came in above price.
What?
Yeah. And I couldn't even believe it. We were floored. And then the ones where it's a no-brainer, it has to come in. I have one right now that we were in escrow for $570. Value came back $550. Okay, $20,000 difference. The comps for the homes across the street are in the high 5s, low 6s. The appraiser used different comps from a different area. Why, I don't know. So it was a good thing for my client because we negotiate. He's the buyer. I'm helping buyer. We negotiated him to come in less money. But he even felt bad for the sellers because he said, Sonia, there's no way I'm stealing this home from them. I feel bad.
Yeah.
So what did he do? He said, I'll give them $10,000 above.
Wow.
Because he honestly felt bad. He said, Sonia, the homes across, if I cancel this escrow because they don't want to sell to me, I have to go pay $50,000 more for another home. I don't understand. And I said, I don't understand either.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm telling you, just set up the expectations, talk to your clients, have those conversations with them, let them know the market is all over the place right now. It's where they feel comfortable, so, but no, we appreciate that, Marlena. We know that title is a huge, huge part of our transactions, and the girls know. Jessica knows. I don't know if Jessica disappeared. I think she left. But she knows how important it is to get that prelim. As soon as I tell her I'm going to be on this listing appointment, get that prelim, because I want to make sure that we're covering all angles. And make sure you're telling your clients to save their documents. Because let me tell you another story. I mean, I have stories for days, but let me tell you another story.
And there's been multiple. I think I know the story that you're talking about, but there's been 2 occasions where like the original documents have saved us.
Yes. So I had a client who refinanced her house about 10 years ago. Now, I didn't know her then. And so when we were selling her house, on title came up a lien. for $150,000. And I remember Sydney saying, this is an active lien. We need a demand. So Jackie requests the demand, and it was from an attorney. And the attorney said, this lien is active. It is still owed. It was never paid. So I was thinking, wait a minute, my client is netting like 200,000. She told me what her plans were with 200,000. So I don't think she's aware that she owes 150,000. Like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
She couldn't do anything with that 50,000 of what her plans were. So I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right here. So I call her and I let her know, and she's like, oh no, Sonia, when I refinanced, I paid that lien off. And you know what, that makes sense, because the lien was placed before the refinance. So obviously they wouldn't have insured it, but she used an escrow company that I have no clue of where they are, and not even a known title company. I have no clue who they are either. Never heard of them. I was trying to reach the escrow company to get a final HUD to see if it was paid. And I couldn't reach anybody. Nobody would answer. And it was during COVID too. So people were closed, where we were trying to close. And let me tell you something. At the end of the day, that I called the attorney even, and he says, no, this debt is owed. I don't care what she says. She needs to pay this debt. Well, I told her, you need to go through your documents, lady. Like, you need to dig deep, because technically escrow only has to hold on to documents for like 7 years. You don't have to really have documents. Your refinance was 10 years ago. So if they don't have your files anymore, what are you going to do? So anyhow, make a long story longer, she ended up finding her original documents from when she did the refinance, and it was paid.
Oh, wow. Good.
She got
But
there was
moral
never
of the story,
reconveyance. Yeah, there was probably no reconveyance ever recorded on it, obviously.
Right.
And that does happen.
yes.
A lot.
So the moral of the story is, if she had not done that, or had not had those, we probably would have had a serious problem to close.
Wow.
For sure.
So just save the important documents. And anyone who works with us knows that we do provide you with a complete closing package for that reason. And we want you to put it away in a safe place. So that's why we bug Marlena for the folders.
Here you go. Keep them.
Yeah.
You guys, and also Sonia, when you're taking your listings, are you doing the SIs? Because that whole scenario kind of brought me to this too. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not 100% consistent. I'm not going to sit here and lie. No, I don't. And I know I should.
Yeah. Only because I think it's just you guys. Okay. So how early that you open your prelims? When I get that email to open that prelim, and you then don't have the listing yet, but you now sign the listing probably 3 days later, whatever it may be. If I'm already working on that with Sydney to clear up, then you're just that much more ahead of yourself, especially when you have Hispanic surnames and stuff that are more common. So keep that in mind too. That when you guys go get that ink sign on that listing agreement, that maybe you have that statement of information with you as well, and just say, you know what, let's just knock this out right now. The title company needs to clear anything that is not yours, but things may come up. Boom, let's get it done. 10 years of information of it's a hard conversation, some agents say, right?
Well, it is hard sometimes, especially when they're in their second or third marriage, because they're like 10 years
Well,
they're like that's kind of why it's a sensitive subject, to be honest, for a lot of people. It really is. And so that's kind of why, to me, it's like I try to be mindful of that, so but yeah, it is important though.
Yes,
definitely important. I've had where I've had where people come in to get pre-approved, and then they'll text me before they walk in, and they're like, can you please not show my credit report to, the other person? Can you please not tell them how much I owe my bills? I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. Or you'd be surprised. You know, I co-signed for someone. Can you not say that debt's on there? And I'm like, okay. You know, so you know, it's you know, that's why I'm telling you. Sometimes you're like, and then I've had where child support comes back, you know, on a person, and I'm like, wait, they said they didn't have any kids. Like, you know, so it's tough.
It's awful.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So I think after working in real estate, when we retire, we can legally be psychologists and be paid for that because we've been doing it our whole career. So we don't need a degree to say that I'm a psychologist. I have more experience than an actual psychologist.
We're gonna be psychologists and teachers, Brenda.
That's,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Somebody save me.
I know.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Liz.
Good morning, Liz.
Yeah, so there's so I mean it's fun though. I can't I love what we do. So it's all fun.
Hey there, buddy.
I know it's tough for these poor kids. I feel really bad for them. Are they telling you when schools are going to open? No,
Next
Anything.
year?
Nothing.
I heard the movie theaters were opening.
I heard that too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if they do what they do at like resorts and stuff, when you go to like the pool, they spray down the outdoor furniture and stuff with their industrial spray machine. If they do that in the movie theater right after every movie and leave like a 2-hour gap in between each movie, I mean, kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Any other
my
any other
God.
stories to share with us, Marlena, about anything so we can make sure that doesn't happen to us? Anything that stands out in your mind that have you seen?
Let's see. One thing
recordings that
too.
got
Keep in
unrecorded?
mind, buyers. That what, Sonia?
Hi, Alva. Alva will actually be our guest next week.
What did she do?
She's an organizational professional.
Oh, that's right. I do remember.
Yeah.
That. Okay.
What was
I
the
wonder.
question, Sonia?
I was just saying, is there anything that stands out in your mind that has happened that that like a story that has happened to anyone regarding title that maybe a wire something or maybe something got recorded and then it got unrecorded, like anything that has been interesting for us to know so it doesn't happen to
So-
us.
I did get a call last week that basically that's what happened. Escrow moved too fast and they weren't ready to close this file. And I've never had a file record and unrecord. So I really didn't even know the process at that moment. But I had the manager of the office call me and say, I need this file to unrecord. Like, what do I do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what happened? And he said, basically it was just miscommunication that they were ready to move forward and docs were in, everything was set to go, and we recorded and closed the file. And he was like, no, they weren't ready to go, so we have to he was talking to them about unrecording the file, and he wanted to know the process. And there's a long process to unrecord a file. Have you ever, I don't know if any of you have ever had to deal with something like that?
No, thankfully, no.
I know.
But I have heard.
And there is some miscommunication with documents, you guys. Like, okay, this is how it works. When you guys send those documents to us to get ready to record, what we do, and what the people do in the office, what the title units do, is they open this file, they receive your documents that were just signed. Now escrow's calling to set it up, so we have to review all the documents, right? Sometimes it's a misconception about well, title doesn't want to record these documents. Well, no, it's not title that doesn't want to record them. What title does is when they're reviewing them before they scan them over to the county recorder's office, is they're saying like, oh my gosh, well, this document, this grant deed has 2 notary signatures. We need to fix it before we send it down. This happened to me last week. I had a grant deed that had the Texas notary stamped it twice. So one was unlegible and one was legible. But on the document of the body of the document, the agent called me and said, Sydney said that this isn't, that she won't record this. So then I called Sydney and I'm like, Sydney, can you tell me what happened? And she said, well, what happened is I was scanning the documents and I was looking over the documents, preparing to record, and the notary was stamped twice, and I know what's going to happen. They're going to kick it back. She says, if you want me to send it down and have them kick it back, I'll do that. She says, but I'm just trying to save you time and get another notary acknowledgement done to acknowledge to replace that notary basically and get it done correctly. Well, this happened to be a file in the notary was in Texas.
Oh
So
man.
it just so happened that my agent was going to Texas for the weekend. How about that?
What?
Yes,
Wow.
the agent with the client was actually going to Texas that weekend. So she was going to take an acknowledgement and have the notary, clean it up, fix it, and then bring the acknowledgement back so that we could record that following Monday. And this was on Thursday. So that worked out. But just keep in mind, it's not the title company that's saying
Right.
we don't want to do it, we don't like it. We just know what the county's not going to like. And to save time, well, why send it down and get it kicked back and not record when we can try to clear it up before we send it down? Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just happened to be a scenario.
So right now, is the county recorder's office, are they open? Or what's the, like, let's
So-
just say we have someone who wants to add someone on to their deed. What's their way of going in to record it?
It's crazy. So no, they're not open to walk-ins. You do have to go online and you have to make an appointment, and you do have to be able to go there at the time of appointment and get it done. However, people who are sending in accommodations, those are called accommodations. Those are deeds that are basically, I'm doing a transfer to you without any title insurance, which is not always good, everybody. Like that, we got to try to get away from that just because it just creates so many problems with the title chain. But if that is the case, and you have a client who has grant deeded or added somebody to title, they have to go online and make an appointment for that
Okay.
accommodation. And
Okay.
then, by the way, and those accommodations are literally sitting in the stack at the county, and they're not getting done quickly at all.
Okay.
So
Wow.
just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Just so that way they know. And just the importance of any deeds that they do outside of escrow need an insured affidavit.
Absolutely. So basically, hold on. So the affidavit of uninsured deed. Okay, so let's just say I own a piece of property and I own it with Sonia, and Sonia is ready to deed her portion of that property over to me, but I'm not gonna do a refi, and I'm not gonna basically accept any money in this exchange, or maybe, yeah, I'm not gonna accept money in this exchange. Sonia's gone, she leaves the country, and now I'm 90 days later, I'm ready to go sell this property. Well, I can't sell this property without getting an affidavit of uninsured deed done by Sonia, because when she came off of title, we did it with no title insurance.
Right.
Now she's gone. Now I want to list it. We put it on the market. We find a $50,000 federal tax lien that she left me attached to that property. Again, I'm liable for that. Unless she's going to pay it, I'm liable to pay it out of any proceeds that are in that house. So that's why I'm saying it's so sticky when you just do transfers, back and forth on title. So ask me more about that before you have.
Yeah, so that's important. That's just one thing that we just always want to make sure that everyone's aware of. It's not just as simple as signing a paper and recording it. The county will record whatever you give them to record. It doesn't mean it's accurately done. So, But anyhow, thank you so much, Marlene. I think we're running out of time. I don't know if Jessica wanted to share anything else before we wrap up. No? Okay, no. Okay.
I'm like, wait.
Drums, please.
Drum roll.
So I just thank you so much again, Marlena. Always helpful, always great information.
You're welcome, ladies.
Thank you for joining us.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
I can't see you anymore.
I know.
Where'd you go?
I don't know what happened.
What the heck?
Your
Hello?
camera.
Okay, we gotta hear music now.
All right, you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Also,
There she is.
I told you I
I
don't know
already
how to use it. Thanks for having me, girls. If you have any questions, just reach out.
All right, we will. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. Have a good day.
Bye.